This is the story of how Brat followed her passion and became a sensation on the internet, in a world where timing is everything. She demonstrated that sometimes the best chapters start at page 45. She kept a secret for 25 years before one. DM changed everything. The first female rapper to ever achieve platinum status was concealing something bigger than her next hit record. Let's Return to the Game abruptly changes when Funi, the first female rapper to go platinum as a solo artist, finishes. Underneath those passionate songs and that self-assured smile in 1993, a story awaited telling. 994, rounded out by boomboxes, loose clothing, and a young Chicago artist who was about to make history. Brat wasn't just another rapper. He was a formidable force.
And I'm in the studio every other night. I live there, I sleep there. Me and JD been working on stuff. I've been working on stuff with a whole bunch of different people. I did some stuff with Missy a couple of weeks ago. Trina, Shauna, Vida, we just, we doing our thing out here. So you're going to hear it soon. I'm working on a TV show. I'm executive producing a TV show.
Reality or is it scripted?
I did scripted and a reality because you can do both.
Is acting?
I guess it's kind of acting. It's funny shit, kind of.
So you are known as the first female rapper to go platinum. What do you think it takes to be legendary besides, getting an accolade like that?
It takes hard work to be legendary. You got to be in the game for years, and you got to have that longevity, that staying power. Like, I'm to still be here, and people even still sing my song, know who I am. To me, that's longevity. Like MC Light, longevity. Queen Latifah, longevity. Missy Elliott, longevity.
What do all of you ladies have in common? Like, is something there?
Probably that drive, and we all got love for each other, and we support each other. Like, I call Missy today and talk to her, or vice versa.
What do you feel about the new female rappers? Who do you feel like will come around and be like you guys and have 20 years in the game?
And I definitely feel like Nicki gonna have longevity. I'm not sure about E, but right now she dope. I'm not sure. Because I haven't really heard her spit, and spitting is coming back. You know what I'm saying? So, Nicki spits. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a rapper myself, a true lyricist. So when you saying something.
Now, when you up more girly, people like the Brat fine. Like, how do you feel when people think like that? Or you just more comfortable just sweats on? Like,
oh yeah, I'm more comfortable like this. Of course, who wouldn't be more comfortable in sneakers than heels?
I love my heels.
You do?
I'm working today.
Oh no, nigga, them ain't heels though.
I'm working today.
I'm not wearing mine either. I like the shock factor of it. I like dressing up and be like, oh shit, that's the Brat. That's my favorite part of it.
So, give me your favorite. Mariah, you and Mariah still cool, right?
Yeah. Oh, my favorite memory. One time I stayed at the house and we woke up and she was like, I want to go to Disney. But she called a helicopter and an hour later we was on top of the Empire State Building getting picked up on a helicopter, taken to Disney World and landed on the property of Disney World just to go on the Tower of Terror.
That's boss bitch shit right there. That's awesome.
Right.
What about Jermaine Dupri?
Oh my God, I got so many with JD. JD is my brother. Without JD, there would be no, he believed in me, and I think loyalty is everything, and I'm going to be so deaf. I think mine with JD is, it took him like 6 years to finally tell me he loved me. Like, I'm a real loving person, I'm real emotional. I'll be like, I love you. And he'd be like, oh, Brat, you crazy. So after like 4 years, he finally said it one day, and I swear it felt like the best of my life, because that's all I wanted him to say. I grew up with my family telling they love me, so if you love me, goddammit.
And maintained her identity for 25 years. However, the problem with truth is that it doesn't care about your schedule. And in 2020, the truth was on the horizon, that there is a lockdown on the whole world for everybody. As she browses over her page, Instagram becomes a window into the globe. Brat, the same influential artist that provided us with Funk Dafy, observes that Jessica Judy Depart, the CEO of Beauty Empire, is going above and beyond by establishing a multi-million-dollar hair care company during a pandemic. Success didn't stop him from scrolling, though. There was more to it that would forever alter their lives. Let's hear from the CEO of Kaleidoscope Hair Products, and a self-made millionaire who used $500 to create an empire. She promoted more than just hair products. She promoted sincerity and confidence. Brat has been rapping about the same subject for decades, and sometimes the universe can be humorous about these things. Their first meeting had nothing to do with love, it was all business. And the capacity to be oneself without feeling guilty is something you've heard before. Regarding hair care products, are you aware of that specific interaction simply struck a different chord? What electricity is flowing through the screen at times? This is what happened, from a single message to 2, then 20, and eventually they were communicating daily. However, this is where the interesting part begins. It was about more than just falling in love. It was about finally being prepared. To show her entire the first meeting was like a scene in a movie, and both of them knew that Brat had flown to the world, which made Deborah, the same artist who could take over any stage, anxious and afraid. What about Judy? She was already out playing the game alone, feeling proud, and they were ready for each other, but the world was ready for them too. Ostensibly for a business meeting in Judy's hometown. But what about the chemistry right away? The connection is undeniable, but the fear was real because it's terrifying to think of altering a picture you've spent 25 years creating. The thing about true love, though, is that no permission is requested, and it doesn't affect your timeline. Appear to be very interested in your thoughtful ideas. It just appears all of those issues that seem so crucial suddenly start to appear unimportant. March 2020, as the world comes to an end. Finally, Brat is opening up.
She's entrepreneurs. So she popped up on me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing promo for Miracle Drops, and she was in Atlanta doing a tour, and it's like I wanted to see the woman who I was, doing the promo for, and I go into this place, and it's like packed. It's like a convention center packed, and I'm like, okay, what does this lady do? I thought she sold hair products. It took her 30 minutes to get to me. I'm sitting there waiting like, I'm not this. But she was signing autographs and taking pictures. I was like, okay. So I patiently waited. When she finally got to me, I was like, okay, it's crazy in here. Oh, I'm going to the studio, so let's link later.
And did you know at that time that she was the one?
No, I had no idea. I didn't even know she was interested at that time. She had been around every celebrity, a lot of celebrities doing promo for her and stuff, so I just thought, she wanted me to do more promo.
So did you know he was gay? And did you know she was gay?
I didn't know she was, no. Did you know I was? I wasn't out the closet, but everybody feel like me.
So I told her I was interested in her, so I didn't know if gay or not, but I was going to find out when I said,
oh my God, yes, night.
Yes,
and
said,
so
let's link right. She said, let's link later, so she's meaning.
No, well, let's
link later. So when I met up with her, and I was like, oh, she was trying to do business? I was like, okay, well, you can tell her what I'm here for.
I would never be that blunt with somebody like, yes, link later. No. Yeah. I would be very respectful. I was like that. So she gets there, we're talking about hair stuff, and and she goes, I'm interested in you. And I'm like,
not exactly. We were talking about things that we interested in. So she was telling me stuff interests her, and I said, well, I'm interested.
And, oh man, it messed me up, Monica. It so threw me. I was so lost. I mean, oh my goodness, I burnt a hole in the couch. I tried to pour me some drink to calm my nerves down. I poured it and missed my whole mouth. Like, it was so sick. I had butterflies. I was nervous. I was shaking. Like, I looked in the mirror like, girl, you get yourself together. You the brat. What are you doing? But yeah, it messed me up because I had never had anybody just say, I'm interested in you. Like, bam, like that. I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't know what to do with myself.
How does she improve you?
Oh my goodness. She makes me better 100%. Oh man, my anger, she helps me about my anger. She helps me to be more grateful for the little things. She helps me with my patience. She helps me not stress about things. Like the other day, I was in the baby room and I left the water running because I was washing bottles and it ran through to the basement and it made a basement leak. And she wasn't there and I called her. I was panicking. She said, let it go. Don't live in it. Don't live there. Fixed. Let it go. You're going to have a great day today. She makes me think about financials better. She just makes me really think, I feel like a full-blown adult being her wife. She teaches me so much, and I think that's so great about it. And because I love her so much, I'm willing to listen, And I don't like to listen to a lot of people. I like to have my way and do things my way, but she makes a lot of sense, and everything she says
almost right.
Almost.
What about the Brat?
I was fortunate enough to watch an amazing love story with my parents. And inexperienced in life, I never thought that I would be able to see it again or see that for myself. And then getting with her, I've now not only been able to experience a great love story.
Instagram post was all it took to turn everything around. It was a video of Judy surprising her with a Bentley for her birthday, but what really got people talking was the love that was visible in Brat's eyes. The response was so overwhelming, with fans, artists, and young people who had finally seen themselves represented in this. Was not only a coming out story, it was a coming home story. At last, the date 22222 becomes poetic, and on this ideal palindrome of a day, they shaped history in their own special ways. What about the house? Home is where you are. 2 stunning brides. The guest list featured a who's who of 2 horse-drawn carriages and 1 revolution in white lace. Jermaine Dupri's entertainment, the true stars, Lisa Ray McCoy and Portia Williams, with their unwavering love, oppable smiles, and oppable tears, were just beginning this fairy tale because Brat and Judy weren't just preparing for a wedding, they were preparing for a family. At 49, Brat was also about to become a mother, her most memorable moment. Bold experience as well, but let's talk about bravery. Thousands of people don't expect that kind of performance. Choosing to try for a child at 49 takes a certain kind of person to overcome the difficulties, societal skepticism, and raised eyebrows during IVF treatments. They shared every step and every hardship because someone had to understand that it was possible. The journey was difficult because of multiple efforts, health problems, and the kind of emotional roller coaster that pushes you to your limits. But the problem with Brat and Judy is that they don't simply break down barriers, they do it again in July 2023. With history in every word of his name, Harris Depart is a true tale. His mother had striven to foster a more accepting and brave world for him. While Judy's kaleidoscope hair products continue to revolutionize the beauty industry, this power couple is just getting started. When he was born, everything, including the emergency C-section, the recovery, and the first sleepless nights for everyone who has ever been told that something is too much, too late, or too strange. Sector through board meetings and bottle feedings, Brat is demonstrating to the world what modern motherhood looks like. People can't get enough of their genuineness on social media, which has evolved into a master lesson of genuine love, genuine family, and real life without filters on the bad days or disguising the problems. Studio sessions and story time are 2 instances of how they are redefining what family can be. In a society where perfection is strictly controlled, genuineness is revolutionary.
I have to say that first in my faith, I felt like it is possible. I didn't have this plan for my life at all. It's like I said, when I grow up, I want to be a millionaire. When I grow up, I want to, I never said that. I never said that. I feel like I was a hairstylist and I was cool with making sure that each year my income, my revenue grew by 15-20%. I never saw all of this. I feel like I don't take it for granted that God has blessed me with the opportunity to build a platform, nor do I take it for granted that God has also blessed me with the opportunity for my businesses to be very lucrative. So I'm saying that my blessings also come with responsibilities. I think he feels I'm responsible enough to be able to do right by not only my platform, but by my financial lessons and by all the opportunities that it gives me.
I love that. I love it so much. And now, with being an entrepreneur and a business owner, you've supported so many other business owners and so many people in general. I think you're you're really into philanthropy in a sense, right? I know you hold the Guinness Book of World Records to the world's largest donation of hair care products in 24 hours. That was at the Harlem Pride event, right? So why did you choose that event to break a world record?
Actually, that was something at the time that Gene suggested. We were supposed to do it in New Orleans because I hold 2. The first one was the most toys donated within an hour. It was me, Super that has the crayon case. So we had that. We broke that one in 2018 or 19. I'm not sure. One of those. So for me, the second one was supposed to be New Orleans, but we wound up doing it in New York because they were having a lot of Pride events there. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to make sure they aligned it with our community because who we gave it to, the specific foundation we gave it to is a LGBTQ plus foundation. And like, I feel like a lot of stuff that isn't talked about is when people are transitioning, like when girls are transitioning into becoming something else and the guys are transitioning into becoming something else, there is a lot of hair loss and there is a lot of different things for that. So I was just trying to touch that community.
I love that. I really do. Now, Kaleidoscope done so well with hair products, and you see all these other brands banning, like, for example, Fenty's done like 10,000 things, right? For example, do you see Kaleidoscope expanding, maybe like hair? Well, not hair, obviously. You guys do hair. Like maybe even like a wig line, or like makeup or fragrance. I mean, look, bald head scallywags like myself, we need.
So for 2024, we are crossing the aisle. Can't tell you where, but we are crossing the aisle. Quite a few different things that we have never done before. I'm very excited about it because it goes along with our lifestyles already. It goes along with our mission. It goes along with whatever we already doing. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Okay, if it's anything for the bald head scallywag, make sure you send it at my one. Nah, I'm just.
Now I got that for you already though. You playing the miracle if you want help.
I don't. This was a choice. It was a choice.
If you do, because I know people be short by choice.
For sure. Now I want to get into Kaleidoscope by Brat.
Hip-hop artists who are brave enough to be themselves often realize that family planning never expires and that success does not require parents to hide their identities as a result of this cascading effect. In addition to being a love story, the story is a real-time revolution surrounded by love that defied all expectations to be a member of a family. It is the story of women who refuse to let fear define their story, and it is already well known as true legend grows. Aspirations don't have a time limit, but maybe more importantly, they are just beginning. What is the real lesson here? Love doesn't have a time limit. Authenticity might be your greatest asset, whether it's loving timing, bravery, or the realization that family has no set recipe. If your experience touched you or gave you hope for second chances or late blooming love, don't keep it to yourself. Someone else is waiting to hear it. Your story isn't complete until you share it. An interview on Instagram and a ceiling fracture create new potential. While hiding their realities, one is wondering if it's too late for their dreams. Tell us about your late bloomers and second chances in the comments section below as well as your own story of a love that defied expectations. Your unexpected marvels. The finest years of your life may still be ahead of you if this trip is any indicator. Since each time we share these stories, we make it a little bit easier for someone else to write theirs. Keep in mind that it took Brat 45 years to find her, 49 years to meet her son, and the ideal love story. The most romantic, unwritten, the true platinum hits in this game of life are those that are written from the heart. So keep reading. Stories don't always begin on page 1. Sometimes they begin at the precise moment they should. Reading more tales that demonstrate that changing your own rules is something you can do at any time.